Okay, guys, so right now I'm just going to show you the last video for this introductory portion. And it's really a matter of just going into MyStatLab and actually using it and more or less just seeing what it has to offer for us. Now, from here, let's say that as soon as you made your username and password, you signed out. Well, to always go back to MyStatLab is you just go to that website, which is the pearson.com/mylab. Okay, like that will direct you to the main sign in. And then from there, you sign in with whatever username and password you chose when you were doing the steps in from the last video. And I'm going to use mine. Mine is saved. And mine's going to be a little bit different than yours because of me having the instructor status. But the main idea is when you view, you will see this window right here. And you may have multiple little panels. You're just going to click the one that has the elementary statistical methods course. And it's by every school. Just click on the one that you enrolled in. I'm going to click on the main coordinator one, which is where I do the master list for everything. So it will have the same content no matter what. And from here, this is our portal, everyone. This is what we're going to use to actually access assignments. You'll actually use this for your tests as well. And it's a general setup to where it basically displays like this is what textbook you are in, which is right here. We are using the Elementary Statistics book by Triola. It is the 12th edition. The one thing I like about it is you're able to kind of view like what you have to work on, as well as see like your calendar setup or what assignments are coming up. Okay. So, and I can also post more announcements on here as well. I may typically use more of the Canvas for announcements, but it's still good to see what this has to offer. Now, the most important thing that we're going to have over here is when we get our little toolbar, we're really going to be using just a few features here. And the main one is this homework. And let me see if I can get this annotate. We're going to be looking at the homework tab. Your tests and quiz will come out just for your tests and exams when they are given. And then we're going to be looking at StatCrunch as well as the gradebook. Sorry about that. Okay. So these are going to be the main features we're going to be looking at from here. And I'm going to start with the first one, which would be our homework. So I'm going to erase all of these right now. And I'm going to just go on my mouse clicker. We'll close this. So as of right now, the main section we'll be using is going to be the homework. And homework, I know in the namesake, it says it's like you would think about doing at home, but not in this scenario, you guys. The way that I designed this course is your homework is basically your assignments. And depending on what we have, I have a few sections already posted just in kind of seeing be exposed to them. The first one is really more of the introductory, which I want y'all to do on your own. This is really more of you just kind of going through, seeing how some of the problems may come up. I'm going to open up 3.2 just so you can see the layout. And this is one, it's not fully completed just yet, but it's a main start for y'all to see on here. The way that I'm designing each of these assignments is it's not just problems as you see here. You are told on the right column that there are 12 problems, but you see on the left there are these extra additional ones. These are not problems. These are going to be your lecture notes that I have written or that I was able to get for you. So if I click on it, some might have you need to open and download it. I'm going to download it and I'll just open it from there. You may just get the pop-up come up immediately, but the main idea from here is you have the notes already from the course in here. And what I did was I wrote them on the Surface Pro. I have some of the notes and the main ideas here. So some may be as straightforward as just a simple, like lectures only 4 problems. Some might be more elaborate. But what I want you to do first is when you open these notes, I want you to read through them and kind of see what it is that you're going to be learning about. It could be something straightforward as just looking at formulas and then just kind of piece them together from here. Some may be a little bit more in-depth to where you have to kind of read through it again, kind of go through some of the problems and understand it. But you are given a lot of these notes in advance before you tackle the problems on here. Rather than having notes, we might have some type of videos, which the ones I'm going to have posted are be really more focused on using a computer software called StatCrunch, but I'll get to that in a minute. I was hoping this was going to open. I guess I might look at this again, but I can show you in another setup for it though. But that's how your homeworks are going to be set up. They're designed with having it be a structured form of going through the notes, reading them. You may need to write more notes on there, and then you can tackle the homework problems. It is best to do that in the order I've just said, you guys. And I'm going to go back to the homeworks, because the one that I want to show you is contained in this introduction to the StatLab. Okay, so I'm going to click on this one, and this is the one that you're going to do first. I did a problem to test it out, but these 6 problems is just a quick introductory to this, to where you might have to read, just kind of go through some of the steps and see what it has to offer here. Okay, now the one I care about is just question number 6 though, because this is going to be like one of our main tools is using this program installed in here called StatCrunch. And I know you see it on the side, but you can actually access it through here. Now I know already I saw this, test it out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this try again down here. Try again basically erases the problem, gives you a new one if for some of them. Now for here, this question says you are given a data set off to the side, and it must be used in order to answer this question. It says copy the data set into another program, such as a spreadsheet or a statistical software program, and then perform the calculations with the numbers in the given data set. So if I want to use this statistical software program, if you look on the table, there's this little icon on the right. And this, if I click on it, I have some options here. Now this is the setup we're going to use to access StatCrunch. So I'm going to open StatCrunch. And this is a free program. As soon as you enroll in MyStatLab, and as soon as you actually use the 14-day trial or purchase it, you are able to use this. And you are going to use this on some of the homework problems as well as your exams. Now, when I click on that, you see how all the values from the table are now in a column. Well, one of the best features about this is how easy the software is. A lot of the times for these questions, we're going to be using either the data, stat, or the graph option. And it's really a matter of us just kind of playing with it to see what we have to offer. So in the stat one, I'm going to a summary stats option and clicking columns because all the values are given in a column. Once I click on it, this is where I have this freedom to use all these type of statistics that we have, okay? And these are all of the descriptive tests that we're going to use, or you will see in chapter 3. So if I want to actually add up all these numbers, which I believe is what the question was asking, let me move this over. It says add the numbers either by hand or by the icon. Now you can add these up with a calculator, and that's good. I'm going to show you with the StatCrunch, just kind of have you see how easy this is though. So once you have everything in the column, click on the name of the column, which on the top is just called var1. So I need to highlight that. And then I can go to the statistics and see if it has anything where I need to add or take the summation of. Now it doesn't on here because it's all statistic tests, but it doesn't mean I can't use it. If I go to this other statistic option, I'm going to just click on this. And because I'm adding, I'm going to find the sum. So I'm going to type in sum. And then you see how it says parentheses. This X means it's the title or the name of the columns, which is var1 for me. Now I'm going to close parentheses. Then I'm going to just click compute. And what it did was in that column, it's taking all these 9 numbers and just add them up for me to get the value of 55, which I believe was the answer from the last one as well. So if I check answer, good job, which tells me it's correct. And that's what we want to see from here, okay? Now let's say by chance you copied a wrong number, maybe you typed it in manually. Well, don't fret. The way that I have this set up is you have an infinite number of times to solve these problems. You just have due dates coming up. So let's say by chance, if I typed in, let's just go with 50. You'll get this red box that says, sorry, that's not correct. And then it'll give you a little bit of a hint and then a more direction to follow from there. So that's my introduction to this StatCrunch. You'll see it's for the use with a couple other chapters coming up from here though. And it is a great program. It is easy to look, it's easy to do. It's more realistic than doing all these computations by hand though. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is, if you're a bit paranoid, for your grade on here, as soon as you answer a problem, the software will automatically save your grade. If you still a bit paranoid, you can click on save and it will exit from here with it recorded. See? So this is your intro to the homework assignments now. From here, let's look at another one. Let's look at the grade book. And the grade book will basically take all your lessons that you have from here and just kind of, and it can just show you your grade. So if I go to this entire course to date, let's say, and you're not going to see all of them available just yet. I'm just going to click on the homework. So, but what you will have from here is this can be your access to actually view the problems from here. So if you want to just kind of quickly glimpse at it rather than searching through the homework, you can look at the grade book. And as soon as I put in the percentage, you will get an actual real recording of your current standing in the class. Calculation will show how I'm dividing all the points, which I haven't put in just yet, but they will come in. So from here, this is where you'll be seeing your average. After every test, after every homework assignment, you'll be seeing your current standing in the class. Another feature from here is, let's say the notes don't make much sense. Let's say the instructor notes don't make much sense on here, like you're having trouble kind of grasping what I was trying to say or project to you. As soon as you purchase this or just enroll, you are able to look at the chapter contents from here. And the chapter contents, you can go through them by chapter based off where we're at. So I go to chapter 1. And I had a little bit of a problem downloading mine, but I can show you a back door to it though. But if I go to chapter opener, let's see if this will work or not for me. And yeah, I got an error. I was having some problems with it earlier, but as soon as you click on it, you are able to go through it. There is a back way. So if I go to, I'm going to look at the course tools. I'm going to go to HTML ebook. And this is just an alternate version. It may not be as nicely presented, but you are able to still access this. So if I go to maybe chapter 3, I have the actual text right in front of me. So you can go through page by page and read through the main definition of what I was trying to write for the lecture notes. And you can kind of piece in or fill in the blanks, so to say. But MyStatLab, not MyStatCrunch. MyStatLab does have every beneficial resource for you at your disposal. And it's a lot quicker than having to take out a giant textbook or having to Google something. You can just find it through here as well. And from this, it's really a matter of just keeping up with the homeworks. We're going to be looking at the homework section a lot for this semester and just staying on task, you guys. So the way that I have it set up, you do not have assignment this soon. You have just the introduction. You will be getting your assignments, I believe, on Wednesday for sure. So right now, it's just a matter of I need you guys to enroll into MyStatLab, get everything set up from there, and just kind of familiarize yourself with using this program instead. So from there, I will leave y'all to it. Do not procrastinate too much, because as you can see, I have all these assignments already coming up or already just being set. I have these assignments just getting ready for y'all. So try not to procrastinate too much, you guys. Stay on task. Remember, like I said, this course is really based off of practicing. So you will be looking at all these problems and then more. We're going to cover 9 chapters, or actually 8 chapters, sorry, for this course. So meantime, I hope you guys have fun and just try and get on task now.